Tuesday, December 30th, 2003. The soft humming of my computer is almost hypnotic as I sit here staring into my thoughts. 1 minute just lapsed as I sat here looking at my keyboard, but it seemed like a day. My glass of mango smoothie is still half full, and that comforts me somewhat. I had no idea why. Do I need comforting right now? Not that I can recall. Outside my window, I can hear my dog rolling around in the grass. This is abnormal because you cannot picture a dog rolling around on a lawn at night when the sun has disappeared. That image is usually accompanied by clear blue skies and a blazing sun. To me anyways. Now he's lapping away at his bowl of water, which is most probably warm from the day's heat. I can hear my family in the living room, watching TV at a considerate volume. And I'm here in my room with the sound of my computer humming softly at my feet. I have lost myself again. A sip of my mango smoothie tells me that everything is still alright. Milk still tastes like milk. Mangoes still taste like mangoes. But life. What of life? What does life taste like now? I feel so disconnected, so out of touch these days. Give me something worth loving, and I would love it with undying heart. This morning I sat down on the empty floor of my old room, filled with so many memories. Now it is bare, where before a large queen bed and armchairs and a study desk filled the room. Once the room was filled with my scent and its colours reflected my personality. But it lay bare today when I visited in the morning. A ghost of what it once was and what it meant to me, my sanctuary, my comfort. My place where all could be blocked out and life could be paused by the flick of a lock. Most of all, I miss laying on my satin-sheeted bed with someone I had just shown my love to, and the way we laid thereafter, entwined, a mass of flesh and sweat with the sunlight accentuating every curve and line. Monday, December 29th, 2003. We looked at one unit today. I think moving out with a friend or with my brother will be the best option. Not only are you living with people you can trust, but it works out to be much cheaper. But my brother wants to stay at home. He wants to study now, he says. I only hope this was true. I used to believe that everyone in this world will listen to reasoning and careful explanations, but tonight I realized my brother disproves my theory. I guess some people just need to be forced with ultimatums and just told what to do or not to do. Any attempt at reasoning is just a waste of breath. It's hard to make people understand something if their heart and mind are set on other things. Oh well. I guess that's just the way things are. I only wish right now I had a friend who goes to my uni and wanted to move out. Someone who can move out. A lot want to, but they have no means. Obviously, I don't feel comfortable living with total strangers, but in the end, that is my only option. After looking at an empty unit, it's hard to imagine living in someone else's unit, sharing a home with strangers. Ah well, what can you do, eh? I guess I'm not a very people person after all. Monday, December 29th, 2003. The author strongly recommends persons under the age of 18 should not read this post. Laying in bed last night with very, very tired and aching legs reminded me of a time where I dated this girl I had no intention of being serious with. I blame a friend of mine who has had this discreet influential power over me, but But of course, no one was to blame but myself for thinking I liked her and then going out with her. She seemed nice at first. For a period of 1 month, I did not speak to her or see her, due partly to exams and assignments, etc., but mostly because I did not miss her, nor really felt like seeing her. Anyways, when I did eventually see her, it felt as though I was giving her one last chance to ensnare me. Some women do that. They like to capture guys any way they can. If it's not their hearts, then by guilt. So she was being extremely, extremely nice. I could have asked anything of her and she would do it. It was as though during that 1 month she had devised some sort of plan that would make our relationship serious. I asked her to give me a massage. I was tired and sore from moving house. She massaged every part of my body that was sore until I fell asleep. Even then she did not stop, like an energizer. Until I awoke and felt bad because I realized I had been asleep for 1 hour. Then I started to think there was something odd here and decided to test my theory. I asked for a blowjob. This was something she'd never done before and she told me she'd never wanted to do. Guess what she did? She gave me one and swallowed. Okay, so now I knew what she was up to. She wanted to make me fall in love with her through acts of obedience? No. Acts of love? No. I don't know what to call what she was trying to do, but it was like she was a completely different person. A note to female readers. Never ever ever think you can win a man's heart through agreeing to his requests early on in a relationship. Not only will you lose his respect, but he will never need to treat you seriously. So being the unscrupulous person that I am, guess what my next test request was? Intercourse, naturally. I had inhibitions about this though. This was serious, and I could have asked her to do any other thing and not feel the slightest bit guilty if I never saw her again. But to have sex with her takes everything to another level. To most girls, this is a big deal. The first time, ooh. I had to assume it was important to her too. If I had any integrity, I would not have asked her to. I would have not asked it of her. But when you have a girl willingly obliging to you every wish, laying in the same bed as you, it takes a lot to just do nothing. So I asked and re-asked and confirmed and reconfirmed. Are you sure? Why? Why now and not before? Are you really sure? Positive? So it worked for a couple of weeks. I saw her for a few weeks after that, thinking at least I owe it to her. Although we agreed right from the beginning we were just dating and not serious, I still feel a bit guilty. It was clear to me that she wanted serious ASAP. I knew pretty early on that I never wanted serious with her, yet I still remained in contact with her. I thought, why not just be friends? No harm done. Anyways, a few months after the non-serious relationship was officially ended, I contacted her again. I asked her to come over. I asked her, do you know what we're going to be doing at my house? She replied, I have some idea. Ha ha ha. In the end, this girl was far from what I thought she was the first time I saw her. In a way, she wanted to use me for sex too. She knew perfectly well I did not intend on having a proper relationship with her. Yet she didn't mind just seeing me for sex. I cancelled the date, of course. My mind is always clearer after masturbation. My senses return and my conscience dominates. It's always like this these days. I make fuck dates, then I have a wank, and then I cancel them. And the same people never get upset when I call them back and again to make another one. I wish I never had access to this kind of lifestyle. Sigh. So listen to my words. especially those of you who are foolish and easily swayed when it comes to these sort of things. Heed my advice. I speak for most guys. Always do right by yourselves. If you respect yourself, the guy will respect you. If he doesn't, then he's just a dickhead to begin with, so why bother? Damn my fucked up sleeping patterns. Tuesday, 23rd of December, 2003. Mr. Hibley has saved up all his wages for the past 25 years, minus the essential living expenses, for this very moment. He was about to fulfill his dream, and he couldn't wait to start living the life he had always wanted. For 25 years, Simon had worked at a local supermarket as a storeman, never missing a single day of work, no matter how sick he was or who had died. Every day he would wake up in the morning and have one hard-boiled egg and one slice of toast for breakfast. He would then go to his neat little bathroom and squeeze a dot of toothpaste onto his well-used toothbrush, which was missing a large portion of its bristles and was way too soft to be recommended by any real dentist. It could be hailing or snowing or boiling hot. Simon could have the flu or pneumonia or just the common cold. It did not matter. He would walk 45 minutes to work every day. He worked from 7:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. every day, 7 days a week. At the end of each day, Mr. Hibley will walk home, but this trip will take him usually about an hour. When he got home, he would open a can of baked beans or spaghetti, whatever was special at the store, and he would boil some water and make himself some tea with cream and no sugar. Every single day he did this, every single day for the past 25 years. Simon was 55 years old now. He had lived by himself in his little unit alone for 25 years. For 25 years he had stuck to the same routine. Only to him it wasn't a routine. To Simon, it was the fastest and most efficient way to achieve his goal, to someday live out his dream. On some nights when the unit was especially cold and a draft tormented his bedroom, Simon was tempted to end it, to extinguish his own existence. These were the loneliest nights, usually on the anniversary of that God-forsaken day. But his dream had pulled him through, sometimes at the last moment before he could bring himself to kick the chair away. His dream had saved him. And now, today, with a small luggage dangling in his left arm, packed with all his belongings, he boarded his dream just as it sounded its last warning horn for boarding passengers. Simon Hibley felt instantly happy for the first time in 25 years. Simon turned around to look at the row of the well-wishers and teary families of dreamers he did not know. He smiled and closed his eyes and imagined that they were shouting and laughing and calling and crying for him. He raised his right arm and thrust out his hand which held his dream. He held it like a trophy which had taken him 25 miserable years to obtain. Mr. Hibley, sir, we will be arriving in the new world in just a few moments. Would you like to view our descent at the observatory deck? I would like that very much. I have waited 25 years for this moment. The day you were taken from me was exactly 25 years today. I swore to myself that we would be reunited. It took me 25 years, darling, but I'm here now. I wish I could hear you laugh just one more time. I wish I could see your eyes twinkle the way it does when you smile. But it doesn't matter now. We are together again. I lay this rose on your grave and I promise you, darling,